Sambo, Sambo, Sambo!
What you say?
You want to know if you support reparations?
I'm sorry?
You want to know if you support reparations?
I support reparations other than that name. Y'all need to learn what reparations is. Y'all keep talking about a word. It means to repair.
It's cash, being cash payments for all.
Hell no. You never get it.
Why not? That's why we need your support. You got a lot of power.
You will never get it.
You have a lot of leverage.
Let me ask you a question.
You get our support. We've been dedicated to you for a very long time.
Will you listen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. If you are mulatto and you are allowed to get an education, and this person is not allowed to get an education, how will you measure which one to do what?
I was allowed to get an education, but I'm still.
That's not the point. You're talking about the law. You're talking about the law. You're talking about my wife, whose grandfather was white, and therefore her mother could get educated, but her daddy was African and could not get educated. How do you measure that?
But Africans get educated now. You support Africans getting educated right now.
We're living in Africa.
You living in America.
Okay. I know you got more sense than I got. I understand that.
Thank you.
Do you know that we owe Ukrainians reparations for building and defending this nation? Oh, my bad. I meant to say Black Americans. Notice how there was not one study, not one hearing needed before sending billions of dollars to Ukrainians nor any other group. Yet, when the topic of reparations for the descendants of American slaves is mentioned, we get told a motley of excuses. And I know some of you want to blame the Republicans, but it is for the Democrats that Black Americans vote 85 to 95%. And the Democrats have been complicit in their neglect of Black Americans as well. Maybe it's time we elect politicians that are actually going to fight for us. Maybe it's time we do something different, something better. Join me in getting us not just better, but the best. Join me in this fight. Thank you.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
Tick faster, that'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick dastardly, a Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master. And living the true gods, giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
All right, welcome once again to the beatzillapdx official show. I am your host, beatzillapdx officially. And this is the weekly wrap-up, as y'all can tell. And hopefully everyone is doing well on this Friday evening. We finally got nice weather in the city of Portland, and it is about time. But of course, it went straight over spring from winter to summer. So, and it keeps trying to jump back and forth. But right now, we are moving into that summer phase, and it's still spring. But what can you do? I guess you take the sun as you can get it. So with that being said, hopefully, like I said, everybody is doing well. And why is this? Oh, okay. Hold on. Why is that even in there? Okay. So as you are coming in, please like and share this broadcast, family. If you have not already subscribed to this channel, you can do so right now. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hit the word all. That way you'll be notified anytime this channel goes live or a video is uploaded. And for those of you who hopefully your notifications went off, I see y'all are coming on in. Because I really didn't have time to tweet this out like I wanted to. So it looks like these notifications are going out. So shout out to everybody coming in. If you could, share this on your social media. Tweet this out to a friend and tell them to come on in and get this good broadcast. If you have not seen how we open the broadcast, because I see how some of y'all are still coming on in. I'll play the video again. Brother Jason Black posted a video on his Twitter earlier today that was absolutely, I think, it's one of those things when Jim Clyburn is going to get notorious for getting caught out there. And, yet again, I think he might, maybe it's boldness. I think he's getting so comfortable from the last win. Maybe he thinks, hey, well, I'll die in this chair. So who knows? Who knows what's on his mind? But I guess he wanted to let everybody know what he felt about reparations. So we're going to play that again. But first, let me see who we have in the chat. We have dark-skinned brother in the house. Welcome, my brother. Welcome. We have Scanron. You're the hat. I know I messed that up. Shout out to you. Welcome. Aquarius minded in the house. Welcome. Iron Malt in the house. What is going on? We have our sister Miriam in the house. What is going on, my sister Miriam? Welcome. Got Reginald Jeter in the house. Yeah, Tasha Peters. Good evening. And we got our good sister Tanya Zion in the house. Shout out to you, sister. And Rhonda Smith, welcome. Good evening. Hopefully everybody, like I have already said, is doing well. So, this won't be a long broadcast tonight, but we do have some things. Well, I say that, but who knows?
But like I said, let's get right on into it, because we're gonna visit everything we have to talk about tonight. But let me show you what you missed if you missed the intro to tonight's broadcast.
Sambo, Sambo, Sambo!
What you say?
You want to know if you support reparations?
I'm sorry?
You want to know if you support reparations?
I support reparations, but in that name, y'all need to learn what reparations is. Y'all keep talking about a word. It means to repair.
It's cash payments for all.
Hell no. You never get it.
Why not? That's why we need your support. You got a lot of power.
You will never get it.
You have a lot of leverage.
Let me ask you a question.
You get our support. We've been dedicated to you for a very long time.
Will you listen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. If you are mulatto and you are allowed to get an education, and this person is not allowed to get an education, how will you measure which one to do what?
I was allowed to get an education, but I'm still.
That's not the point. You're talking about the law. You're talking about the law. You're talking about my wife, whose grandfather was white, and therefore her mother could get educated, but her daddy was African and could not get educated. How do you measure that?
But Africans get educated now. You support Africans getting educated right now.
We're not living in Africa.
You living in America.
Okay. I know you got more sense than I got. I understand that.
Thank you.
Yeah, roasted. Yeah, you got straight up roasted and didn't really know what to do with himself. Oh, but you got more sense than I got, because he talked himself into a corner. That's what happened right there. Tori and Rain reloaded in the house. What is going on, my brother? Yes, sir. I mean, man, y'all see, and again, shout out to TBA for that. Man, good catch for that, my brother. Matter of fact, let me go take a look. We built this. Good evening. Good evening. Yes, indeed. And I see Phantom Beat in the house. What is going on? Ooh-wee. Yeah, what y'all think about that's why I call him Jimbo-Jangles. By that right there, that has earned him the title of Jimbo-Jangles Clyburnt. Jimbo-Jangles Clyburnt. Just like the Democrats right now in the way they looking. You understand what I'm saying? You're seeing so much going on right now that these folks they don't know what to do. But it's still too hard. It's very hard for them to hide their anti-blackness. Tierra Johnson in the house. Welcome, sister. Anthony Rivers in the house. Welcome, brother. Yeah, very hard. So we, gonna take a look at a few things tonight. One thing I need to I'll do y'all one, because I know somebody like, hey, you gonna play that again? We always like, if you weren't here on the last broadcast, you might have missed the most recent message from this quarter of the grassroots, and it is simply hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
Yeah, hands off our reparations. So for those of you who did not catch the last broadcast, that is the message of the day. And I'm sure there might be somebody upset about what we're saying, and they're out there tether popping right now. And who knows? But that's for another time. Get the tether pop on. Get that tether pop on. Tether pop. Oh boy. Oh, Lordy. If I've offended anybody, please forgive me. But nonetheless, like I said, somebody please explain that dance to me, because we've had it vague. We can explain it amongst ourselves, but no one wants to give us a thorough explanation of what that is outside of ourselves. And I think, for the most part, we've taken our best educated guesses, but not really getting the true meaning behind that, because it's like everybody's doing it. Why? I mean, man, it just looks so crazy to me, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, again, not hating on anybody's culture, or if that's sacred dance, and I am defiling the sanctity of that dance, then my apologies. But with that, let me say, brother Jason Black, he posted this yesterday, and the video that you just saw from it's on TVA's Twitter page. It's a brother named Darrell James, and this was like 2 weeks ago. So you heard what brother Darrell James asked Clyburn straight up, and he sidestepped that and then started talking about education. What are you talking about? Education? No, but just think back. Now why y'all keep talking? Y'all ain't never gonna get it. Y'all, do you hear the way he sounded and talking? Y'all? Who's y'all? See, we always get hit with this divisive line. You guys are divisive, man. Everything you do is so divisive, and you don't like these people, and you don't like that people. This man is literally referring to us, which I thought would be including him, but no, he obviously doesn't see things that way. Project Leroy, welcome, brother. So with his that energy, remember why y'all keep me? Well, this is why, Jimmy Jimbo-Jangles Clyburnt. You understand? And so yeah, for that is why you get a Sambo. Jimbo-Jangles Clyburnt absolutely deserves to be labeled Sambo sauce. He needs his face all over that. You understand me? And at the end of the day, when the Democrats take this big old L thanks to stuff like that, stunts like that, always remember Jimbo-Jangles Clyburnt.
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
With that being said, let's talk about the first part of the evening. The first part I want to talk about, which is actually Donald Trump and the CNN thing. That was quite interesting, wasn't it? I mean, watching that, and shout out to Kid Gravity Beyond. Like I said last on he was doing, because I was watching Kid Gravity's live critiquing and streaming of the town hall. And it was pretty interesting to see all of them pull out all the stops. The little Democratic, they had all the Democratic ammo for Trump at that stage. You understand me? They tried to pull it all out. And he washed them. It's like, but this dude is a savvy businessman. I don't know why they keep trying to treat this dude like a politician. No, he's a hustler. So I don't know why everybody treats him like that. Sister Isla in the house. Welcome, sister. Black first to you. Yes, indeed. Sister Isla and Sister Eve, Just Eve, they have the Pick Me podcast. So if you remember, I interviewed Just Eve on this broadcast. Well, Sister Isla is her her co-chair, her broadcasting partner. So shout out to our sister Isla and sister Just Eve, to both of y'all for what y'all are doing. It is something that needs to be done, and appreciative of that lane. And I'm sure that, in the future, some of y'all sisters going to be more and more appreciative of building on that level, because, you never come about. Seeds get planted, and let some water and sun take time and effect. Now, with this whole Trump thing, just watching all the stuff they pulled out at that dude, it's a trip that people don't understand. He, like I said, he's a hustler. He's a savvy hustler. So it's not that he's just going to walk into the blender and not be prepared for battle. What they got these shows, Shark Tank and all of this. Man, you talking about the shark of the shark. He made it to president. All these people are owners, real estate moguls, whatever, businessmen. He did that and also hopped in politics for one election cycle and won. Are y'all understanding that? So it's not that he just, I don't like him. Yeah, you don't like him because they told you not to like him. When you truly ask people, especially black folks, why y'all don't like Trump, well, he's racist. Joe Biden is the most dangerous backroom racist that you ever known. But for some reason, you can't seem to get people to understand that, with his laws smacking you in the face while he's telling you, I'm proud of what I done. Tore up your communities, but it's still better than Trump. I don't see how. I just don't see it. How? I mean, because your finances are absolutely not better under Biden. The economy is on a recovery, but it's not due to him, it's due to the people. So I wouldn't ever, and I as far as the American people go, especially all you non-foundational Black Americans that are here that are doing whatever you're doing in your sector of the world that's getting things back rolling, do you really want this old senile old man taking credit for the hard work that you've done? A politician that ain't done nothing for nobody but everybody outside of this country. Do you really want him taking credit for you? You did that, not him. Everything that's happening out here, that's the people. Ain't no policy that you benefiting from him. Hell no. So, well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's a few people that just arrived that are benefiting handsomely. Aren't they? Project Leroy with the super chat. Black first. The grease is hot and ready to hard fry Jimbo-Jangles Clyburnt, covered in reparations batter. Cut the check. Facts. Absolute facts. Dark-skinned brother said, Biden has damn near broke the economy. Absolutely. Ray and Love in the house. Welcome. And Lady Effa, hey. See you in the house. All right. So we are loaded up with the moderators in the house tonight. And with the also with all of our members, well, not all of our members, but some of our members in the house tonight. And again, Project Leroy, peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours, brother. Thank you again for that super chat. Appreciate that. So with with how Trump was kind of doing that, just looking at the spin and looking at how they're really trying to give you the impression that he lost while also kind of conceding. It's like this real weird teeter-tottering thing that they're doing. At the end of the day, none of it is honest. Absolutely none of it is honest. Let me get this in here because I want to play. Hopefully this loads up here fine. Okay. All right. So let me do something real quick. Fat finger share. Thank you. So, I just gotta the Congressional Black Caucus. My Lord, let me tell you something. Okay, before I even get to this, as I'm putting that on the screen, something on my other device just came. It gave me a notification. The Congressional Black Caucus is so busy promoting everything else. You have the whole Jordan Neely situation going on, which we'll get to also. This brother deserving justice, his family deserving justice, our community deserving justice for the untimely and grotesquely demise of our brother Jordan Neely by the demonic supremacist Daniel Penny, who is only being charged with second-degree manslaughter for walking up behind a man who was not threatening him, nor harming him, nor in the motion of aggressive nature toward him. Because you can't do that when you walk up behind someone and then rear naked choke them out of life. So he should actually, if you couldn't find that first degree murder, then that most definitely qualifies for second degree murder. So this isn't even first degree manslaughter. This is for, and you're not, so and I just, understand just in my situations, just in other people's situations, the things that the people will do. And like what have they said about black folks getting overcharged? And even with parking tickets, you getting the max. Like, there's a discretion. Most black drivers probably never knew there was. Brother Sage, what is going on, brother? Yes, sir. Brother Sage in the house. And we also have Patty Cakes in the house. Welcome, Patty Cakes. That's a new name. Black first. So, just understanding that the Congressional Black Caucus ain't about a damn thing. They are promoting every other gender. Oh man, it's so great about this historical nomination. What? They're over here worried about what these Hispanics is doing. Are you kidding me? Congressional Black Caucus has lost their damn minds, family. And, it's time to cut these folks loose. Don't y'all think it's time to cut these people loose? You need to cut them loose. Cut them loose like this.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
So let me get to this. Let's hear how they're going to spin the Trump thing. They brought out Anderson Cooper for this. So, you already know it's
Many of you have expressed deep anger and disappointment. Many of you are upset that someone who attempted to destroy our democracy was invited to sit on a stage in front of a crowd of Republican voters to answer questions and predictably continued to spew lie after lie after lie. And I get it. It was disturbing. It was disturbing to see and hear that person refer to a black law enforcement officer as a thug, an adjective he used many times to describe black men.
I got a cough drop in my mouth. Ricola. Anderson. As for black men, especially straight black men to whom you would be referring to, most black people don't co-sign those degenerate cops that beat Tyree Nichols to death. Wrong time to kind of use comparison. You missed the ball on that one, Anderson Cooper. You're talking about black cops that beat another black man out of life. Why would you make that reference? These people are nuts. They're losing it, family. And I don't think they even have the slightest clue that how far out they're going. Our brother Afro Elite in the house. Black first, my brother. Welcome, welcome. Happy Friday to everyone. Yeah, all right. Let's hear how it rolls for a little bit more.
And called Caitlin Collins, the moderator, nasty, which is what he calls any woman who stands up to him. It was disturbing to hear him speak so highly of QAnon conspirators and insurrectionists who assaulted police officers in our democracy on January 6th. And it was awful to hear him spread ridiculous lies about the election. And it was certainly disturbing to hear that audience, young and old, our fellow citizens, people who love their kids and go to church, laugh, and
dog whistle much there, Anderson? Did y'all catch that? Yeah. See, what are you trying to appeal to? Let me back up a bit. Who are you trying to appeal to with this line, Anderson?
Young and old, our fellow citizens, people who love their kids and go to church, laugh, and applaud his lies. It was certainly disturbing to hear that audience, young and old, our fellow citizens, people who love their kids and go to church, laugh, and applaud his lies.
Did Anderson Cooper just tell you that they are both two wings of the same bird? Is that what you just heard? Did you all just hear that with me? Because he didn't. Now notice all of a sudden those other people, who would storm the Capitol January 6th, those are his fellows. Cynthia Newman, good evening, good evening. Yeah. Ain't that interesting? What y'all think about that? He's just letting you know. Oh no, we are fellows. Your fellow countrymen.
And his continued defamation of a woman who, according to a jury of his peers, he sexually abused and defamed. As good a job as Caitlin Collins did trying to fact check him, it is impossible to fact check fully because he lies so shamelessly. Now, many of you think CNN shouldn't have given him any platform to speak, and I understand the anger about that. Giving him the audience, the time, I get that. But this is what I also get. The man you were so disturbed to see and hear from last night, that man is the front runner for the Republican nomination for president. And according to polling, no other Republican is even close. That man you were so upset to hear from last night, he may be president of the United States in less than 2 years. And that audience that upset you, that's a sampling of about half the country.
Okay, once again, you hearing a dog whistle? You know, catching this? He keeps telling you that the left and right, hey, we got to figure something out now. This is very interesting. I mean, this is old liberal, so super left leaning CNN. And of course, we already understand they're trying to go in a new direction. But you're using your openly gay anchor make no mistake there, because he has following across a few different areas, but they all have one thing in common. So that's why they used him, because everybody who was leaning this way or that way, or playing over here or that away, is listening and checking in to what Anderson Cooper has to say, especially after a town hall that went so miserably bad for CNN and the Democrats. Let's hear some more.
They are your family members, your neighbors, and they are voting. And many said they're voting for him. Now, maybe you haven't been paying attention to him since he left office. Maybe you've been enjoying.
Damn. These are your we are family. Y'all picking up on the, I mean, they sent Anderson Cooper out here to do some major dog whistling. Vintage clothing apparel in the house. Black first, brother. Or brothers and sisters, I'm not sure. Lord. Miriam said he's afraid that Donald Trump is going to come for his lifestyle, and he's twinkle equals 2. Oh, Lord. Oh, you might be on to something there, Sister Miriam.
Not hearing from him, thinking it can't happen again. Some investigation is going to stop him. Well, it hasn't so far. So if last night showed anything, it showed it can happen again. It is happening again. He hasn't changed, and he is running hard. You have every right to be outraged today and angry and never watch this network again. But do you think staying in your silo and only listening to people you agree with is going to make that person go away? If we all only listen to those we agree with,
oh, my Lord. Damn, Anderson. Okay, for those of you who are not familiar, this is a talking point of, like, the people who listen and follow, like Charlie Kirk. This is a talking point of those individuals who will say, well, I mean, you guys, so when they come out, you know, when you see non-black people promote or trying to promote somebody like Jesse Lee Peterson And then they'll tell you, or, Terry Crews, and be like, hey, you guys call them, oh, we're going to take that tweet down. We're going to, that's not right. Because they know they're using them as a tool. And at the time, he's useful. But Anderson Cooper is going full-blown dog whistle agent like we got to hold it together. Don't you see what's going on in California? Man, I hope y'all paying attention. This isn't about liberals. This whole conversation ain't got nothing to do with liberals. Nothing. No. I hope Black Democrats are paying attention and understanding how fast this whole media apparatus has turned on. Well, they perceived where, they had some kind of camaraderie. Oh, we like Rachel Maddow, we like Anderson Cooper, and all of these Poppy Hoppy or Parlo or whatever the hell the name is. They all love these, they all making money to dupe Negroes. So it ain't no sense in sitting up here talking about how you think they got your best interest at heart. No, because now this man, Anderson Cooper, is up here talking in major white supremacist code language. And I mean, I guess somewhat coded, but he's really reiterating the fact of unity. And he ain't talking about no Pan-African, Pan-Whiteism. No, he is talking about unity of their ideology and their religion. Black Star TV 2.0. What is going on, my brother? Peace and reparations. Yes, sir. Venice. So for those who didn't know, our brother is a brother. So I had it right. Shout out to our brother Vintage Clothing Apparel. Yes, sir. So let's hear a little more.
May actually do the opposite. If lies are allowed to go unchecked, as imperfect as our ability to check them is on a stage in real time, those lies continue and those lies spread. If you're angry or upset, I understand, but you have the power to do something about it. You can actually get involved. You can make a difference, whatever side of the aisle you're on. After last night, none of us can say, I didn't know what's out there. I didn't know what's coming. We asked Republican senators for their thoughts about last night. Some preferred not to say anything. Others did. Here's a sampling of what we heard.
What was the reason for you not supporting him?
Where do I begin? President Trump's judgment is wrong in this case. President Putin and his government have engaged in war crimes.
I think people saw last night.
This is great. When the machine fights against itself, sometimes, that so glad the grassroots, foundational Black Americans, new Black media. I'm talking about everybody has been in front of all of these new little fangled ways that they're going to try to disrupt what we got going. And this is just so funny. When you're talking to a politician, another Republican, he's doing something completely different. But look at it. Why? Because truth be told, he understands as his own career, this guy here, well, actually the guy before that, this guy. See, he understands that if he wants to have a future career, it's kind of like every man for himself out there. And the one thing you don't want to seriously commit to is Trump. And then again, maybe you can take, because again, what does Trump have? If Trump wins one more time, that's it. He got 4 years and that'll be it. But what's this guy's career going to look like then? So I just see him taking this stance as knowing how this will play 6 years from now. You understand what I'm saying? Like 6 years from now, when something else is going on politically and Joe Biden is gone, and I mean off the earth, but because he's of old age, by the way. Because I don't know how much longer y'all think this guy got. Joe Biden, family, there are stronger individuals who are in graveyards right now. You ain't finna tell me that Joe Biden finna survive another term. Please, don't he got that? Didn't he get that thing too? So he should be getting ready to take his little exit out of here pretty soon too. Went out there, got that juice. But nonetheless, like I said, this dude here, he's over there positioning himself. So that's why he's talking against Trump. And there's always Democrats talking against Trump. But always remember, those individuals who were doing that were also positioning themselves politically. So none of this has anything to do about the people. And I really hope that black folks don't get caught up on who they like. Because truth be told, there ain't neither side that like you. So now understanding that, if say you lived in a let's go back into, Reconstruction. You got one store you can go to get goods. They don't like your black ass. Guess what? Black folks still would have to go to that store. Had to go do business with them people. We have so much done differently these days, it just ain't funny. And I hope that people can understand, hey man, these folks ain't looking out for you. They're looking out for their own political careers. And just like I opened up this broadcast with playing Jim Clyburn, hell, at least you know what Trump is. And you know Trump is a businessman. And the one thing that Trump don't do as a businessman is spend all of this amount of money outside of his own home and then fight to get a bunch of millions of illegals over the border. I mean, you got illegals just sitting up here chilling. But if you heard what he said, so who are you appealing to, dude? Let me see what this is.
What's important is that we really establish that this is a humanitarian crisis, and we're here.
South Shore residents responded with resounding rejection.
While this crisis may constitute an emergency for the city of Chicago, it does not constitute an emergency for the South Shore community.
Incoming migrants have overwhelmed district police stations by the hundreds.
It's my turn. It's my turn. Hello.
But city leaders could barely eke out a word of the details about a proposed respite center at the former South Shore High School.
When it comes to the total number of people at South Shore at any given point in time, it is fluid. We'd start with 250, 500.
How could you do that without consulting us?
I am concerned with safety in the area.
And it ain't about guns. It's about a bunch of people who don't belong there being there. And then you have all of these black politicians that really just don't give a damn about black folks whatsoever. And then people tell us that we need to vote for that. We need to support that. And look at us. We're bringing harm to that because we're speaking the truth about these do-nothing Negroes who refuse. Family, I mean, let's just go back to the beginning of this broadcast one more time, just for those who have just shown up. Let me reiterate and shout out to Brother Darrell James for catching this brother on Johnny on the spot. And shout out to our brother Jason Black, the Black Authority. He's the one that posted this on his Twitter and called Clyburn slipping.
What you say? You want to know if you support reparations?
I'm sorry?
You want to know if you support reparations?
I support reparations out in that name. Y'all need to learn what reparations is. Y'all keep talking about a word. It means to repair.
It's cash, cash payments for all.
Hell no. You never get it.
Why not? That's why we need your support. You got a lot of power.
You will never get it.
You have a lot of leverage.
Let me ask you a question.
You get our support. We've been dedicated to you for a very long time.
Will you listen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. If you are mulatto and you are allowed to get an education, and this person is not allowed to get an education, how will you measure which one to do what?
I was allowed to get an education, but I'm still.
That's not the point. You're talking about the law. You're talking about the law. You're talking about my wife, whose grandfather was white, and therefore her mother could get educated, but her daddy was African and could not get educated. How do you measure that?
But Africans get educated now. You support Africans getting educated right now.
We're living in Africa.
You living in America.
Okay. I know you got more sense than I got. I understand that.
Thank you.
So yeah, for those of y'all who didn't catch that, yeah, boy, oh boy, oh boy, Clyburn is something else, ain't he? But the one thing he ain't about black folk. And I don't know what people thinking that tells them, well, I mean, shoot, we need to go here and just support the Democrats because what else we got? Yourself. Vote and see, again, you're a voter block. How does a voter block look at themselves and tell themselves they have no leveraging power? You're the voting block. Yes, there's leveraging power there. Crew Reality, welcome, my brother. See, I don't understand these folks, boy. They something else. Not only that, though, they giving these folks cell phones, family. You know that too? They are giving these people cell phones. I mean, okay, so these people are getting, and there's also I read that there's a hotel that has been housing, because remember, New York has a homeless crisis, right? New York has a whole homeless crisis. And they're putting out the homeless veterans for these migrants that just got here. So you're going to say, well, our homeless, screw the American citizen, because we need to now take care of these so-called asylum seekers. No, that's not asylum. You're coming over here trying to get your bread on. That's a totally different thing. That's not asylum. You're coming over here as a hustler. That's your ticket. That's what you want to come to America to be. Come get your hustle on. And I guess some people might think that might be in the land of Uber Eats for those, but who knows? With that being said, look at how these people are being treated in, I believe this might be New York. Wow. Here, come get these cell phones. We came here. We work hard. Why don't you pull yourself up by your bootstrap? No, you getting help, and we see it. How arrogant does that tell yourself? No. But family, there was one of these little goofballs on Twitter or TikTok and Twitter that talking about, man, we can't do like 12 more years of Trump, y'all. We can't just do it. I mean, come on, baby. Listen to these. I'm getting the young one, but I kind of think I might get a little hint of something.
There is no question that voters need to select Joe Biden in 2024 because we cannot afford to move backward as a country. We cannot have 4 more years of Donald Trump in the White House. The disgrace, twice to impeach, former president took it upon himself to go on CNN last night, all to have a little publicity stunt so he can act like some kind of tough guy. Only to get up there and say that the election was stolen, to call a black law enforcement officer a thug, and to refuse to call Putin a war criminal. You cannot make this up. Republicans need to be out of their mind if you think that Gen Z, let alone anyone, is going to allow this man to see the White House again. And if they think that this guy remotely has a shot, you got another thing coming for you, because we're not going for it. We're voting for Biden in 2024.
Y'all just forgive me, I'm eating. Oh, Lord. Wow. The way that was so rehearsed. You know what I mean? That is painfully rehearsed. And on top of that, since when would CNN just allow Donald Trump to just waltz up in there and do whatever he wants to? That's not the case. They invited him in there. Now, had this bombardment went in the Democrats' favor, they would all be cheering. Yeah, man. Yeah, see, when you have to come out on Front Street, that's when you're going to get ate up. Here's the problem. That didn't happen. But now here's the other issue. What's up with Joe Biden? Joe Biden might have to talk to the people. Don't you think? Because if Donald Trump can go into knowingly hostile territory with all of the disgrace on his jacket, then it must be something that Joe Biden and the Democrats are talking about just staying silent. No debates, none of that. Blueberry Muffin in the house. Welcome. Lord. Meanwhile, they giving free phones to these folks. So with that being said, I want to play something real quick. Now we're about at the hour mark. So I'm going to take a real quick break, and I am going to play a new video from one of our brothers. Of course, you already know Brother Marcel Dixon. So let me, real quick, we'll be right back.
Tick faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick dastardly, a Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master. And living the true gods. Giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
We like to say that slavery was a long time ago, but you are looking at a man who was raised in the same house with a woman who was raised by someone who was enslaved by America. This is my dear great-grandmother, Justine Brown, but I just called her Nana. She died at 101 when I was 31 years old in the year 2015. I spent 31 years of my life with a woman who was raised by someone who was enslaved by America. Her grandfather, Willie Simmons, was born enslaved in Beaufort in 1838. Slavery was not a long time ago. Jim Crow, redlining, lynch mobs, were even more recent. This country owes reparations to Black Americans, and if this country had done to you what it had done to Black Americans, I will be right here fighting for you to get what you are owed as well.
I am Greg Marcel Dixon, and I approve this message.
Okay, there I am. All right, what's going on here? Shout out to our brother, Greg Marcel Dixon. All right. And for those, and now see again, see, we're going to vote for Donald. We can't do 4 more years of Donald Trump. Really?
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
And then after he gets elected,
this country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. You hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
Lord. Judah Queen in the house. Judah Queen, welcome, my sister. Yes, indeed, it is the weekend. Cult-like personality in the house. I see you. Welcome. Yes. Now, let me see. What else do I have to play for y'all? Let me see. Bear with me 1 second. Oh. I know. Let me do this story real quick. Because y'all might remember I've done a broadcast a while back. I believe it was one of the news breaks talking about Mississippi and the stuff going on in Mississippi with the they're basically trying to shut a black city down by installing their own new government into what was it, Jackson? So let me see. Let me look at this. So yeah, a new development that happened in this Mississippi situation says this is from the AP, and it's like 5 hours ago. It says order temporarily blocks appointed judge in mostly black city and county in Mississippi. If y'all remember, Jackson, Mississippi. A federal judge Friday temporarily blocked the appointment of 4 state court judges in a majority black county that is home to Mississippi's capital city. Appointments that drew protests from local residents who said white state officials were stomping on civil rights. United States District Judge Henry Wingate issued the temporary restraining order at the request of the NAACP. And he said a May 22nd hearing to consider extending the order. The National Civil Rights Organization, its Mississippi chapter, and its local chapter in Jackson filed a federal lawsuit April 21st, hours after Governor Tate Reeves signed laws to expand state policing in the capital city of Jackson, establish a court with an appointed judge and authorized 4 appointed judges to work alongside the 4 elected circuit court judges in Hinds County. So for those of you who remember that story, they were trying to basically pulling a Mason, Tennessee type of deal. You understand what I'm saying? They were pulling a Mason, Tennessee in Jackson, Mississippi, trying to take over another town. So, it's something to pay attention to. TNBN, Clyburn is good at keeping his district poor. Facts. And shout out to you for being in the chat. Yeah. It says members of the majority white and Republican-led legislature who pushed for the changes said they were trying to curb crime in Jackson. So black folks cannot police themselves. Black people need white people to police them. Local residents protested that state officials were usurping power in Jackson and Hinds County, which are majority black and governed by Democrats. Under one of the laws, Mississippi Supreme Court Chief Justice Mike Randolph was supposed to appoint 4 judges by this week to serve until the end of 2026, most of the current 4-year term. Thanks to an emergency motion we filed last night, Chief Justice Randolph cannot begin with the undemocratic court packing in Jackson until NAACP versus Reeves moves forward. The National NAACP posted Friday on Twitter, "We are prepared to fight for our freedom." Uh-oh. I'm thinking there might be some intersectionality talk coming soon. Some black and browning. So, yeah, just keep an eye on this. But see, my issue with this, and I mean, hey, man, if the NAACP goes in there and actually does what they're supposed to do for the people, great. But, this has room for baggery. Does it not? I mean, I mean, like I said, if I'm not wishing bad, so if it is good, it's good. They say, hey, man, the NAACP stepped up for these people and got something done. But we're going to have to wait until that gets done. I'm just saying. Another lawsuit that challenged the new laws in pending Hinds County Chancery Court. 3 Jackson residents who are plaintiffs in that lawsuit testified Wednesday that having appointed rather than elected judges would rob them of equal rights. I would say so. Because of the state's constitution requires the election of most judges. Oh, wow. So the state's constitution is telling you that judges are supposed to be elected. But over here in this black city, we just going to forgo our own constitution and we just going ahead and give parts of this. The nerve of these folks. That's kind of janky, ain't it? Okay, that's pretty much that. So, looks like they as a temporary stay, and that's cool. And that's very cool. I'm glad to see that. It needs to be, it just needs to go away. So hopefully we'll see how things transpire. Just something else that we have to keep eye on. You know what I'm saying? Now, lastly, and all of this goes back to Jimbo-Jangles for me. Oh, wait. Oh, there's another one I needed to play. Oh, yeah, because see, we have to talk about these other, I don't even know what to call them. Because I mean, I guess for a lack of a better word, you could call them tethers, but they're not. They're like anti-black, non-white, non-black tethers, because black folks, Foundation of Black Americans, are doing things. The conversation of reparations is in front of your face. You can't sit up here and this is a pull the trigger time on reparations. And so you have people like this. This is on TikTok.
Could not undo the cumulative impact of generations of that stolen wealth in all of those categories. And so I think it has to come in the form of land, labor, and resources in an ongoing fashion. And there are structures that we have that could be flipped to begin to do that reparations. In fact, my opponent here mentioned 5 Points and the corridor and what has happened to our businesses there. Part of what has catalyzed that exponential decimation of Black businesses is the 5 Points bid, the Business Improvement District, which further steals from the community through taxation. And I think there's a model that could be redistributed. Instead of a bid collecting extra taxation from the Black and brown businesses that are struggling, you could be collecting those extra taxes.
Now, I know you caught that. Get Black and brown. Whoa, wait a minute, sister. Wait a minute. We're talking reparations. So first off, you're talking about changing reparations, which is not reparations anymore if you change it. And now she's talking about Black and brown businesses. Black and brown. No. That's a whole nother group, and they ain't got nothing to do with reparations.
From white-led businesses all over the city and redistributing them to Black and brown owned businesses who are not part of the bid or who are simply.
And yet again, Black and brown, and redistribute those to Black and brown businesses. No.
Just
only
Black
brown
owned,
and
black.
black.
That's one way to get
Black. Hey, she is out of her damn mind.
I think when we talk about resources being returned, this is where consumer-owned or municipally owned resources are important, because we are locked out of owning our control over our basic needs like water or utilities or any of those things. There
now
is
she
a
fled
way for us to change that structure and put Black and brown people in ownership positions over our basic needs. I also really want to point out that the Basic Income Project could be, if it were focused, an important way to return a check to an individual in an ongoing fashion. But in its current format, is not reparations or not close to reparations. One, it doesn't focus on Black and brown people. Two,
reparations doesn't focus on brown people at all. Reparations does not focus on brown people at all. The hell is she talking about? I mean, the delusion is heavy. The delusion is heavy. And Black and brown, and she just keep inserting it in. No, we are not here to just be your I'm this and Black. No, we're not going for that. And everybody that does that, I want y'all to understand that you should feel insulted. You understand? You should be absolutely bothered when people like this come out there and start talking about, man, Black and brown reparations. This isn't reparation. First off, reparations ain't for you at all. You ain't got up on this, man. What you talking about?
What they are experimenting with is unhoused people, and it's not a livable or prosperous wage. It is a welfare wage, and we know how that has worked. Those types of checks have not served us well, and we need to go far beyond welfare wages and go to prosperous wages, because we don't want to just survive anymore, and reparations' goal should not be survival. It should be repairing the harm, which is this entire economy.
Thank you. Wow. 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 Crew Reality says she should not be in the conversation. No, she shouldn't. Not one bit. Lord. So, goodness. One who cares in the house. I see Tater Man. Tater Man in the house. And Yo 103 Queenie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lord. So, all this, I can't help but remember what I mentioned earlier about the Congressional Black Caucus going out of their way to avoid talking about Brother Jordan Neely, Jordan Neely's untimely demise by this demon that took him out of this world, trying to live out his MMA anti-black Charles Bronson death wish fantasies. They over there trying to give him second-degree manslaughter, which makes no damn sense. But nonetheless, you might see some clips earlier from the press conference. I believe this is a longer clip of the same press conference. So let's check this out. And this is Jordan Neely's family and the attorney of the family, which is not Ben Crump. And I'm wondering if it's just that Ben Crump can't operate in New York, but I believe he already has, so who knows? But nonetheless, here we go.
Put in a chokehold by a former U.S. Marine on a New York subway. The Marine, Daniel Penny, has handed himself in to face a charge of manslaughter. Let's have a listen.
His Aunt Mildred lost someone she cared for very, very much. She tells us stories about how he would come to her house on the good days and ask her to take a shower, ask her for food, and she would provide that for him. But when he had bad days, he didn't want to be around people that he know loved them because he didn't want to disappoint them, because he was at a low point. He didn't want to be judged and lose maybe the love that he had, even though they would have never lost that love. This is really what we're dealing with. We have to care about people. We're all human beings that's trying the best we can in this life. And we need each other. No one on that train asked Jordan, what's wrong? How can I help you? He was choked to death instead. So for everybody saying, I've been on the train and I've been afraid before, and I can't tell you what I would have done in that situation, I'm going to tell you. Ask how you can help. Please. Don't attack. Don't choke. Don't kill. Don't take someone's life. Don't take someone's loved one from them because they're in a bad place. No one on that train said, you started out by saying, I'm hungry. I need food. I'm done with it. I don't know where to get food. I don't care if I die. I don't care if I go to jail. I'm just done. No one said, here you are, sir. Let me meet your need or help you in a situation or give a word of encouragement. That's not what happened on that train. So should Daniel Penny be charged with manslaughter? Absolutely. because he acted with indifference. He didn't care about Jordan, he cared about himself. And we can't let that stand. That's not who we are. That's not who we want to be. So we thank you for coming out. We thank everyone that's raised a sign, that's raised their voice, that made a post and said mental illness has to be addressed. Houselessness has to be addressed. We have to take care of each other. I'm asking everyone to continue to do that so that we don't have situations where people are taken from us, but at the same time, we have safe scenarios in our city, in our communities. We don't want anybody afraid on the subway. But we want people to look at those that may be there in that situation and say, why? And how can I help them or make a difference?
Well, that is not the typical forgive, is it? Judah Queen said address anti-blackness. In this particular, I would have liked him to mention it. However, although we know the underlying tone is anti-blackness, he's moving in the scope of the law. So I'll give him that much. But yeah, I would have liked that mentioned because it should not be. You should not at this point be up there and then not mention the underlying causes. Also, you could have actually put a shout out for reparations because that would help your family member. That would probably prevent the reason you're even there right now. You understand what I'm saying? So, but I get it. He riding the PC line, and I guess let's see where things go. But I'm sure he'll hear enough. And I'm sure there's probably already been enough comments on Twitter that, hey, you don't leave out that anti-blackness thing, huh? So, let's just see how things roll. However, right now, I can say that at least they're talking, talking with some sense. I'm not hearing any talk about forgiving, whatnot. Forgive. And then they didn't go get Ben Crump. I mean, can you be mad at that? They didn't go get Ben Crump. And look, they didn't go get Ben Crump, and they ain't talking like people that are represented by Ben Crump. Go figure. Go figure. No, man, we got to forgive, and they beat me bloody on that bridge in Selma, and I told that officer, thank you for your service, because I got in good trouble. In the Mix Radio, what's going on, brother? I don't trust that dude because he's in All Lives Matter stuff. Oh, okay. Which dude? The lawyer? The lawyer is on some All Lives Matter? Or you talking about Crump? Maybe you talking about Crump. But I don't know. I mean, shit. I don't know. I've never seen this dude before. I will say, he gave, for all intents and purposes, what he said was, it was right and to the point, and then it wasn't backing off. It just was not attacking anti-blackness. Crumb cakes. So, yeah, I would have really wanted to see at least the term used in that setting. But, I guess everybody has their reasons for doing whatever they're doing. So like I said, we're just going to watch. But again, rest in peace and rest in power, Brother Jordan Neely. And, may the federal government step in and maybe put some federal hate charges on this man. So we need to see what's going on. But it would be probably really hard to get a hate crime on just based on, from what I see off the circumstances. Again, I understand fully the underlining reality. But see, what I understand on the inside and my witness and knowledge, that don't play out in the courtroom, baby. So y'all, we have to look at this from how does the court examine it? You feel me? And truth be told, though, Daniel Penny should be charged with second-degree murder. I said that earlier in this broadcast. I'll say it again. Daniel J. Penny should be charged with murder. 2. And not only that, maybe start investigating some of his associations. And make no mistake, why do you think he showed up there? He got a fresh pair of black shoes on with white shoestrings. Them shoes is fresh out the box. You went to, this is a statement. This is a statement. Here's the Allen, Texas dude. Now, mind you, the same time Penny has, are y'all kidding? Not to have a tinfoil kufi on. One person strategically taken out on a subway. Within the same week, somebody figures, I'm gonna go commando at the mall. One of the malls where I know that you can't have no guns. You understand what I'm saying? No regard at all for the truth of what you see. And that's what these people are, even the mainstream media. So shout out to the grassroots and the voices of new black media, the new voices of black media. You understand? And again, people are showing you, I know Tariq Nasheed has pointed that out quite often. Like, look at those shoelaces. Oh, you guys can't prove his associations or whatnot. That's the folks from Mississippi. I meant to put that picture up earlier, but shout out to them for coming out there and standing up for however that works out. I'm telling you, though, listening to and looking at how all of the white supremacists are trying to they're really going overboard on this. And I hope everybody understands Joe Biden, another reason why Joe Biden needs to lose. He and all of these other Democrats want to champion an anti-lynching bill. Do they not? They tout themselves. Well, he signed the Emmett Till anti-lynching bill. You're correct. And what happened? Carolyn Bryant went just peacefully on to the by and hell at the ripe old rate or age of Satan, and nothing said. No, you didn't go get her. You had an open warrant. No justice there. Oh, well, she just because they wasn't gonna put old Gertrude off there in the pokey, but that's where she truly belonged. And none of these, like Jimbo-Jangles, Clyburnt, none of these black Democrats jumped in to say nothing. Meanwhile, the families of the Buffalo folks, I just seen an article a few days ago about them still reeling and dealing with, and of course, that makes sense, but reeling and dealing with the loss of their family from this Peyton Gendrich anti-black white supremacist. Which also, by the way, I have a sneaking suspicion that, well, you know, they are not releasing that manifesto of the Tennessee thing. If you have noticed, though, there has been a huge shift away from guns in the media. Now, they're still trying to talk about it on Capitol Hill, but ain't no gun. Oh, what guns? We got to do something about guns. Another gun in the ball. Because these white supremacists are getting caught up. Literally. They getting caught up. And you have to ask, what are you going to do? What you going to do? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Either you're going to acknowledge that there is so much going on within this society of anti-blackness. I won't even call that a white supremacy. I'm not even using the word white supremacy, because to this regard, this is a society of anti-blackness. And that is a societal indictment on everyone affiliated with that major media. A group of, excuse me, boy, my allergies is acting up like crazy. A group of individuals that, like, look at this. I seen the article, and I believe Tariq might have posted on it or talked about it. That New York man getting charged with a hate crime for wiping his butt with the doggone rainbow flag. He getting a hate crime for something that it's like, well, there's nobody that was harmed by that, but he gets a hate crime. There's no sacred building that was defaced, but he's getting a hate crime. Peyton Gendrich, well, we don't know. We don't know if it's racist or racial. Well, how does him wiping himself while crapping in the street with a rainbow flag tell you that he hates homosexuals or this and that? How is that? How you get there? But that was real easy to figure out, I guess. Went ahead and charged him with a whole hate crime for wiping his homeless butt with a rainbow flag. I guess that's why the good book said that this place would be worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. Boy, you got to be something to have surpassed a city that the Most High destroyed. You got to be some kind of wicked. Oh, well. Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. Let it fall. And let us rise. Can you dig it? That is exactly why I say that. And I understand. There might be some of you that say, hey, man, listen to that young brother, man. Listen to that young brother. He know what he's talking about. Man, let me tell you something. Let me play just in case if you time why we are saying this type of tactic is going to end all hopes of getting anything out of black, especially this new wave of voter block, black folks. You're sending people out like this. Man, this dude don't relate to us.
There is no question that voters need to select Joe Biden in 2024 because we cannot afford to move backward as a country. We cannot have 4 more years of Donald Trump in the White House. The disgrace, twice impeached, former president took it upon himself to go on CNN last night, all to have a little publicity stunt so he can act like some kind of tough guy, only to get up there and say that the election was stolen, to call a black law enforcement officer a thug, and to refuse to call Putin a war criminal. You cannot make this up. Republicans need to be be out of their mind if you think that Gen Z, let alone anyone, is going to allow this man to see the White House again. And if they think that this guy remotely has a shot, you got another thing coming for you, because we're not going for it. We're voting for Biden in 2024.
What do you know of Trump to even be talking about? Man, we can't stand 4 more years. 4 years? This is a disaster in 2, kid. You understand? Your mama need to be telling you right now. And also, it also begs the question, too.
Where's your family from?
I mean, you always got to ask that. And so if you are not of the lineage, well, then, brother, we say here, hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
Woo-wee. Oh, man, one more for the...
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
Oh, Lord. And if you guys think that we are just, we guys are victims. No. We have been victims. That's not that. We can acknowledge we are victims. We aren't in a position of victimhood. And maybe that's the problem. Because anytime people start talking about making things fair for Black people, especially foundational Black Americans specifically, everybody, especially even other Black folk, supposed Black folk, so-called melanated, but then they start showing how they don't have any real true camaraderie with us. But now that we are making the noise and the waves, and it is us that is affecting this political climate. So I'm going to need all of you shills to understand, if you think you were going to come at us with 2016 tactics for the Democrats' favor, and you but perceive that, man, that's why we're going to vote for Joe Biden.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Family, make sure you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket and help this broadcast out, if you enjoy the content and would love to support, you can definitely do so by way of Cash App at $beatzillapdx. That's Cash App, $beatzillapdx. We also have PayPal, and that is Zilla Music. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. And with that being said, we also have super stickers, especially for those of you who are on the rewatch. And for those of you who have not already joined and became a member, you can do so if you want to. I will be actually here in the very near future. I'm going to be doing some on the weekends. Going to be doing some weekend lives with the members. So it won't be long, but I will, I'm members, be on the lookout, and we'll keep your eye on your community tabs, and we will be doing the thing. So, thank you, Isla. Love your music. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I very much appreciate that. And let's see. What do I have in here? I think that is all that I had. So if you let me play this one more time before I go, just so y'all can understand why Jim Clyburn and every one of his ilk are done.
Sambo, Sambo, Sambo. What did you say?
You want to know if you support reparations?
I'm sorry?
You want to know if you support reparations?
I support reparations, but in that name, y'all need to learn what reparations is. Y'all keep talking about a word. It means to repair.
It's cash payments for all.
Hell no. You never get it.
Why not? That's why we need your support. You got a lot of power.
You will never get it.
You have a lot of leverage.
Let me ask you a question.
You get our support. We've been dedicated to you for a very long time.
Will you listen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. If you are mulatto and you are allowed to get an education, and this person is not allowed to get an education, how will you measure which one to do what?
I was allowed to get an education, but I'm still.
That's not the point. You're talking about the law. You're talking about the law. You're talking about my wife, whose grandfather was white, and therefore her mother could get educated, but her daddy was African and could not get educated. How do you measure that?
But Africans get educated now. You support Africans getting educated right now.
We're not living in Africa.
You living in America.
I know you got more sense than I got. I understand that.
Thank you.
You shade tree nigger.
Oh, Lord. Family, be on the lookout, Raul. I haven't uploaded it yet, but it's already done. I actually meant to upload it already. But nonetheless, there will be a video airing tomorrow, so make sure you stay tuned in, and make sure, again, hit that notification bell. And always, if you guys aren't getting your notifications, please let me know. And for those of you who are watching the replay, go ahead and give us a comment in the comment section. Shout out to everybody who leaves comments. I much appreciate that and get your feedback. I appreciate all of you who support this channel. And also, I appreciate you who support other positive content creators stuff. Like, especially my brothers that you see, all of them in here tonight. So, family, it's a good thing because we are in a new space and it is a new day. And no one speaks for us but us. Can't beat that. So stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, man.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yes. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.